Alright guys, so I was actually in Atlanta watching the World Finals live, and when I was there I didn't notice this, probably because I was very focused on the matches and also talking to some of the creators, the players, and meeting some fans there that I wasn't paying attention to this. But this guy's apparently is big drama that has blew up the past few days. I'm not even exaggerating. This is one of the top posts of the week on Reddit with almost 9,000 upvotes, where basically people are accusing some people of being racist during the World Finals. Now, this video for some people is going to be funny and for others serious. So, regardless of where you stand, I'm going to get into what happened and leave it up to you guys to interpret and think what you want. So, basically, someone posted here, surely the emote is not a coincidence, right? Mohammed Light is playing, as you guys can see, and someone sent a bomber emote. It's sad to think about the fact that the dude only spams bombers intentionally when Mo plays. You think they will disable emotes from spectators in the future. So he's basically saying this specific guy is spamming the bomber emote when Mohammed Light is playing, and it's specifically supposed to be kind of, well, making fun of him for being Middle Eastern, basically. But that wasn't the only post I saw, which is the whole reason why I was doing this video. I realized there was two posts talking about this, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I actually saw there was someone on TikTok that posted a clip talking about this, and it got millions of views, and I'm going to play that clip, by the way. So this guy here also posted, why don't they disable the emotes during CRL? And as you can see, it's Adriel, and people are sending the Ram Rider emote basically because he's black. So they're sending the Ram Rider emote intentionally because he's black. That's basically what people are saying. You see the comments here, well, maybe it doesn't matter because people have emotes muted typically, except Ian, which is true. A lot of the players at the World Finals probably do have the emotes muted. It's the casters watching why the emotes are visible, and people are asking who has access to, spectate, stuff like that. And people are talking about the bomber emotes when Mohammed Light was playing. And then there's the hog dance and noodle emotes when there was an Asian player playing, basically. Now, it was Kyrie, basically, people were saying it was, and he was getting exposed on Twitter for it because if you guys didn't know, it actually shows the emote log on Royale API, which is why this kind of turned into a whole thing. Basically people are saying racist loser. If I catch you, I'll smash your head. Fuck you. Stuff like that. So people were taking this very seriously. And to show you guys what I'm talking about, if you pull up Royale API, a lot of you guys didn't even know this, so it might be kind of a fun fact for those of you guys that were curious. Now, you can actually go to the emote log and you can click and it'll literally show you the emotes that were used during the match. As you guys can see, all the emotes as well as the confetti. So people basically analyzed it and found out who was doing it. And this is what Phone Cats had to say about it, an OG content creator. So let's get into his opinion.
Drama in the Clash Royale World Finals tournament. A player from Jinxie's clan, who's co-leader in Jinxieverse named Kyrie, has been spamming suspiciously racist emotes during the World Finals. While Mohammed Light is playing, and people verified this on Royale API, you can track the emotes people use as viewers, as spectators. When Mohammed Light plays, this guy constantly spams a bomber emote of a bomb exploding, and people are saying it's just because Mohammed Light is from the Middle East, and they're making some, racist, terrorism joke. Also, whenever Adriel plays, an African-American, I believe, actually, I don't know where he's from, I can't remember, but I believe he's black, they are spamming the Ram Rider yelling emote. The same player, doing it constantly. If there's any Asian
Adriel's from the Dominican Republic, by the way, because he didn't remember where he's from.
Player playing in Clash Royale World Finals, they are spamming the pig eating noodles emote.
Okay, so he's probably talking about Mugi and the Chinese player, Frontier Guard, probably. Yeah, that's most likely who he's talking about.
I think this is something that Supercell needs to address, and it's a bad look because this guy is in the Jinxieverse clan. I'm seeing some people that see what I see, and they're like, hey man, this is kind of like some not so subtle racism dog whistle stuff, which I don't play with, y'all know that. And then there's other people that are like, is Family Guy racist? It's a cartoon pixel emo, blah, 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 blah. Let me know what you guys think. I don't play with this crap. It's a really bad look for Supercell also. And maybe they just need to turn off spectator emotes or tell people to have, the smallest amount of respect for these people. A little bit of decorum, okay? Calling it there. We stream every day. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so as far as the noodles emote, he's talking about this one that people were spamming when the Asian players were playing. And, this reminds me of some drama that I remember back in the day where Surge TS said, fuck bro, I'm actually about to cry. Seeing someone being racist to you in a live broadcasted competition like Queso Cup and that person doing that not being punished at all is the worst feeling ever. So basically, what he's talking about is there was some white guy named Framcito that would spam the Ram Rider emote against him, and he's saying like he intentionally did it because, well, Surge TS is not white. Basically, you can see he's got darker colored skin. And then, he made another tweet about it here saying, like, I just destroyed Animan on ladders, started spamming the Ram Rider emotes, thinking this would affect me. People don't understand that Framcito's situation was something specific. I didn't even care about the emote at all. And this was, like, 3 years ago. It just reminded me of this situation. Like, literally when I saw this, I remember this from a few years ago, and I had to look back and find the tweets. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about this personally. Because it's like, you could say this for a lot of the emotes, like, if someone's spamming this, for example, this new pig emote, and it's got the rainbow flag, you could say, like, oh, that's bad because they're calling the person gay, even if they're straight, right? So, I mean, it's hard to say, right? Same with this, like, if someone's, like, spectating using this emote, or one of the players, like, I don't know, are we at the point where people are just going to be like, oh, they're calling the person gay, and that's toxic, and then it's a whole thing? Or, I don't know what the insult would be to white people, but I guess as a white guy, like, I can say cracker, right? So if someone sends a firecracker emote, are they being racist towards white people? I don't really know, but, like, to be completely real, what I will say is, I mean, Mohammed Light, and Adriel, do they really care? Are they really gonna feel offended by it? Probably not. I mean, the way that I see it is it's probably the people watching it that are mostly offended by it. The players are locked in. I mean, if people are worried that they're going to be seeing these emotes, you guys would be mistaken. They're not paying attention to these emotes. They're not going to be taking the time to make these Reddit posts because they're, focused on the game. So the way that I see it is if people are worried about the actual players, being offended, taking it personally. That's far from the case. And actually, guys, Kyrie is friends with Mohammed Light. I think a lot of people don't know that, and he was the one spamming the bomber emote. So it's probably an inside joke between them, and I highly doubt Mohammed Light cares because they're friends. But I thought that this was kind of an interesting topic to discuss because I was kind of surprised how much traction this got. Like, there's some people that think this is just like a really funny joke, and people are taking it so seriously. Others are taking it very serious. And I might take the side of probably people are analyzing it and taking it a little bit too seriously. I think some people are doing it intentionally, but they're not offending the actual players, which is what's probably most important as far as I know. Adriel 2 is a very nonchalant guy. I feel like he probably doesn't care very much about this either, probably didn't even notice, but I suppose if the people doing it are intentionally, yeah, they're trying to be racist and they're trying to get a reaction. Well, clearly they might be trying to get a reaction. Maybe that was the whole idea. They knew people like me would be talking about it in Phone Cats because I guess we tend to cover the drama. But at the end of the day, I think probably it's a little bit of an overreaction, but I guess I have to be careful kind of how I word things and talk about it because, we got to be worried about being canceled. But basically, guys, that's all of the drama. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe they could consider disabling emotes. I guess that's not a horrible idea, but I don't know if that's really worth it for them to do that in competitive just because of this. I don't think they should do it. That's my opinion. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. You can use creator code BOSS to support me in any Supercell game. And thanks again until next time, guys.